I'm Dr. Kristen R. Bromley. This video series, which is part of my online music academy, specifically accompanies note reading books 1 and 2 from my method book series. Like all my books, this selection is available to purchase through Amazon and Google Play. For help, see the links in the description below. In the videos which are part of this specific course, I progress through the lessons in note reading books 1 and 2, explaining and demonstrating concepts and playing each of the songs and exercises contained therein, so you can hear how they sound and play them right along with me. You are of course welcome to view these videos with or without the book, but with the book you can work through all the songs and exercises, and in the process learn all the notes in first position and master the skill of reading written music notation. Alright, let's get to jamming in this lesson. Hi there, welcome back. Here we are in lesson 8. This is a great lesson because we're going to learn some new rhythms. So we're going to build on what we learned in the previous lessons, all the natural notes in first position. So we learned E, F, and G on that low 6th string. We've learned A, B, and C on that 5th string. D, E, and F on the 4th string, G and A on the 3rd string, B, C, and D on the 2nd string, and E, F, and G on that top string. Now, as I mentioned at the end of lesson 7, if you're not feeling very comfortable with these natural notes, you may want to repeat lessons 1 through 7 and get more comfortable with where the notes are before we start adding in more complicated rhythms. I usually do that when I'm working with students one-on-one. We go back and redo lessons 1 through 7 again, and then we go on to lesson 8. But here you are. Maybe you've already done that, maybe not, but we're going to go on here in lesson 8. So in this lesson, we're going to be learning about eighth notes. We're going to be on pages 43 through 50 today in this lesson, and we're starting on page 43. So let's take a look at what an eighth note looks like. An eighth note is the subdivision of a quarter note. So it means we divide the quarter note in half. So we have a whole note. A half note is a subdivision, is the subdivision of the whole note because it cuts it in half. A quarter note is the subdivision of a half note because it cuts its value in half. An eighth note is the subdivision of a quarter note because it cuts the quarter note in half. The way we identify an eighth note is by the addition of a flag when we're only seeing one eighth note at a time, or a beam when we're seeing more than one together. Now there on page 43 you'll also see where like 4 eighth notes have been beamed together. So we can have multiple eighth notes beamed together. Usually we see them in groups of 2, 3, or 4 with that beam over them. Now, these cut the quarter note in half, and quarter note, that value is usually where the beat of our measures is. Most of the time when we're playing music, the quarter note is the beat. So like in 4/4 time, it's on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4. The introduction of the eighth note allows us to cut that right in half, and we now are going to have notes falling on what we call the offbeat. When we're counting that, when we're counting a value that's falling on an offbeat, so it's falling in between one of those beats that we count with a number, then we can use the word and. So there on page 43, you're going to see an example under counting eighth notes. We have 4 quarter notes written, and we're in 4/4 time, and we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath, and then the next measure has the eighth notes added, and we can see that there are still eighth notes falling on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4 when we have 8 eighth notes in a measure like that. But in between where those beats are, there's an eighth note, and there's the little sign for an and, the word and. And that's usually what we use when we're counting. So we could count that measure 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The two measures together would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. At the bottom of page 43, we have some counting exercises, so to speak, just some moments where we can get warmed up with this rhythm. And you can clap them, or we could play them as we're counting. Because we haven't yet learned about picking direction that we're going to be talking about here in a second, as we introduce these offbeats, we sometimes have the picking direction that we have there too is going to change. So we're just going to count and clap these rhythms. So you've got the words written below to help you count where they are. This will just kind of help us orient to these eighth note rhythms. So we're going to go 1, 2, ready, and we have 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 3 and 4. That's that one. Let's do the one on the next line. So the next one. 1, 2, ready, and we have 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4. All right, now that we've got that worked out, let's flip on over to page 44, and we're going to look at alternate picking direction that we're going to be introducing that's going to help us when we're playing these eighth notes. So far in the book, as we've been plucking, we've been using a down pluck. And now, as we introduce the up pluck, I might mention that this is really hard to do if you're just plucking with your thumb. So if you need to develop the ability to use a pick and you haven't, this is a good time to do it. Otherwise, you might find it easier to just continue doing down plucks. The place where we have a lot of fun come in, because we can add a whole lot of speed with alternate picking, is when we're holding a pick, but it doesn't work as well when we're doing our thumb. I can't quite work my thumb. I have a thumbnail for my classical playing, and I can do it, but with a pick I can go super fast, down, up, down, up, down. So this is a speed thing. That's why we do it. Okay, so on here on the board I have some symbols that also match what you have there on page 44. These symbols tell us which direction to pluck the note. So the down one has this sort of rectangle with a thicker line at the top. When that sits over top a note, it's telling us to pluck down towards the floor. So the way we've been plucking as we've been playing the notes. The V, which I remind myself by, it's kind of like a U, indicates to pluck up, so when we're going to come back up. So as we're doing down, up plucking, just on the high string we're going down, up, I'm still anchoring my wrist, I'm just alternating the direction, down, up, I'm catching that string on my way back up. This is no different than strumming if you've been working on learning chords. It works just the same, down, up, only now we're at smaller strokes as we're just playing one string. So just take some time and alternate back and forth on one of the open strings. Anchoring can help us find where that string is that we're trying to pluck. Just down, up. There in the book it shows it on a B pitch, but I'm just using the open E. That's just written rhythmically, so it doesn't really matter. That example, as we look at the example, has the down. You'll notice that all the down strums or down plucks, this works with strumming too, but all the down plucks are places where the note is falling on the beat. And then the up plucks, they happen in the places where the note is falling on the off beat. And that's important, that it actually helps us keep rhythm. So I'm just going to demonstrate that example there. So I got 1, 2, ready, and I have down, 2, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down. If I were to count it, I'd have 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So you can see that they align. There at the bottom of the page, then, we have exercises 1, 2, and 3. These exercises are going to let us practice with this alternate picking approach, playing all the notes that fall on the beat with a down pluck and the notes that fall on the off beats or in between the beats with an up pluck. And our counting may come in handy as we do this too. So let's try number 1. Everything's on the open E note, so we just get to worry about our plucking approach. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and we have down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 2, down, down, up, down, off. Let's do number 2. 1, 2, ready, and down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Number 3. 1, 2, ready, and down, up, down, 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 up, down, 2, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and we're off. All right, let's go on over to page 45. We're going to start learning to play scales. The scales are going to do a couple things. It's going to help us remember and learn where the notes are in first position and commit those to memory. It's also going to help us develop our picking technique in our right hand and our coordination with that in our left hand. So the first scale that we're going to learn is the C major scale. The C major scale has no sharps or flats. Scale just means that we're in stepwise motion. We're going in alphabetical order. We can go ascending or we can go descending. Here, with the guitar in this position, we're going to play from C, the lowest root of that scale. We're going to play to the highest note in the scale that's in this position. So we're actually going to go do a whole octave, C to C, and then we're going to go up to G. We're going to go to the lowest note that we can possibly go, so the E, and then we're going to go back to C. So we're expanding the range of what would be a 1-octave scale, but a 1-octave scale is going to go from root, that's the starting pitch, to root. That's the root or the starting pitch in a higher octave. So I would have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's an ascending scale. I'm starting on the note, I'm going in stepwise fashion, so I'm going in alphabetical order. This scale doesn't have any sharps or flats. We're going to learn about sharps and flats here in a couple lessons from now, in lesson 10, so that'll be nice. But right now we have no sharps or flats. A descending scale just comes back down. It goes the opposite direction. So C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Now we're going to expand and play all the notes that are in the scale that are in the range, but it's going to take us up to the 5th. So each one of these steps of the scale has a number. This one we start on C, so that's step 1, then D is step 2, E step 3, F step 4, G step 5, A step 6, B step 7, and then C step 8, or 1 starting over. And we can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're out of notes, so we're going to come back down. On the low part, we're going to go down to the 3rd, which is the E, and then we're going to come back up to C. As we get started here, we're going to pluck each note of the scale 4 times with number 4. So we get to pluck down, up for each note. Let's do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and go. And C, D, E, F, G, Okay, so when practicing these scales, this is a perfect time for us to work on our left hand technique as well as our right hand technique and memorizing where these notes are. So with our left hand, we want to keep those fingers pressing the strings down just behind the fret bar. And we want to keep them on the tips as much as we can. My thumb sits kind of behind the 2nd fret. That's where I get the pressure. So as much as we can, this is a perfect time for us to try and get our fingers to be on the tips behind those fret bars, getting good tone as we pluck each note. Just something to think about. You can do do these at whatever tempo you need to. It's really important to play them accurately. So however fast you need to do that at to get them accurately, that's all the better. Let's do number 5. So 2 plucks per note. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, C, and we'd be off. I don't always hold that last C for 4 counts, but I was trying to be accurate. Let's do number 6, 1 time per note. So this is going to be a little tricky because we're going to be alternating as we switch notes, and sometimes this means alternating when switching strings. So we're going to take this a little slower, and you can work on it however long you need to. So you can play it at a comfortable tempo, doing that alternate picking. That's like a goal to shoot for, but we're going to take it slow. So you got 1 and 2 and ready and go. And C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, C. Let's take it half that tempo now. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and ready and go. And C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, C, 2 and 3 and 4 and off. It's okay if you need to practice it even slower than that, or just practice pieces of it as you work on the alternate plucking. Let's flip on over to page 46 now, and we're going to learn the A minor scale. Alright, so here we are on page 46 with the A minor scale. Now the thing to note is that for every minor scale, there is a major scale with the exact same notes. They're related because they have the same pitches in them. But just like family members that are related, there's different characteristics about each member. They're not the exact same person. These scales have some of the same musical DNA, so to speak, because they have the same pitches, but their characteristic is different. So when we change where we start and end in a scale, it changes the priority of the way the notes interact with each other, and it creates a different character in the scale. So this one's going to be minor instead of major. When we start on A, it has what we call a minor third, and that makes it sound minor. It also has a minor sixth and a minor seventh in this one, and that gives us this minor, this natural minor sound. So, same notes that we were just playing, but it's going to sound a little different to us. Let's start with number 7, where we'll do 4 plucks per note. We got 1 and 2 and ready and go. And A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, 2, 3, 4, and we're off. Okay, number 8, 2 plucks per note. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Alright, let's do number 9. This one has 1 pluck per note. So we're going to take it slow again to practice that alternating our picking direction while switching 1 note at a time. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and ready and go and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, 3 and 4 and off. Okay, let's try it just a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and ready and go and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, so you might be reading these or maybe you're playing them from memory. Learning the scales from memory is a good thing to do, getting our eyes off the page and getting them so you can play them exactly right, up faster and faster speeds, and that'll help us out. Alright, let's go on and play the songs in the lesson now. So we'll start with number 10 on page 47, Old MacDonald Had a Farm. So with this alternate picking style that we're doing, we're going to continue to pluck down for these quarter notes as the song starts out. The place where we'll insert the up plucks is just as we did with the exercises, where there's notes that fall on the offbeat or in between the actual beats. Now technically, you could alternate pick through everything, and as you get more comfortable you may want to do that. I typically do that. It's just faster and it's become a habit. So eventually you may want to alternate pick through quarter notes and even half notes, maybe whole notes, but for now we're just going to use it rhythmically the way we've been practicing. So here we go. Old MacDonald Had a Farm starts on a G. I give us 1, 2, ready, and we have G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G, 2, 3, D, G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G, 2, rest. Down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 4. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, G, 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 D, E, E, D, 4. B, B, A, G, 2, 3, rest. Okay, number 11, This Train. Starts on that open G as well. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and G, G, B, A, G, E, D, G, G, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, D, D, E, D, B, D, D, A, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, D, D, E, D, down, up, A, G, down, B, G, E, D, G, G, B, A, G, E, D, G, G, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest. Okay, let's flip on over to page 48 and we'll do number 12. Okay, so here we are on page 48. We're going to start with number 12, Sinner Man. I'm going to point out that this melody is in a minor key and it's going to use the minor scale. So it's going to sound a little different than all these other ones we're playing, which are from our C major scale, because this one's from the A minor scale. Hope you hear the difference while you're worried about playing. So you're going to go 1, 2, ready, and E, 2, C, B, A, E, 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 D, E, G, down, 2, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 2, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, E, 2, D, B, A, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 13, Zillion. Starts on the open G. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And we're off. All right, Billy Boy. This one's in 2/4, so there's only 2 beats per measure. It comes in on beat 2, so we have a 1 beat pickup, so to speak. I'm going to give us 1, 2, 1, and then we'll be in on that 2 and. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2 and 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 1, and rest, rest. 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1, rest. So I hope you notice as we're going through that whether I'm counting 1, 2, and 1 and 2, or saying down, down, up, down, that the up plucks, they're always on those ands in the counting scheme. They're always on the ones that fall in between the beat. And we're always plucking down on the numbers, the ones that fall on the beat. And that can help. Using this alternate picking should help us with our rhythm accuracy because of that down, up, down, and our arm or our wrist sort of becomes like a metronome because it has to go down and up, down and up. It's just a matter of when we pluck the strings. We pluck down on the beat and up when we have something on the off beat or in between. So either way that we count it or say it, that's the way we do it. I'm doing it differently just to try and give some different coaching and help out as you're working on these from home or wherever you're at. Alrighty, let's do number 15 on page 49. This is Dixie, perhaps the longest one we've done so far in the book. This one's in 4/4 time, comes in on beat 4 with a 4 and. So I'm going to give us 1, 2, 3, and we'll be in with 4 and 1, 2, 3, and 4 and. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 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 and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 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 4, 1, 2, rest, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, off. All right, we'll flip on over to page 50 now and do number 16. Alright, so here we are on page 50 with number 16, Snake Charmer. This is another one that uses the A minor scale, so you're probably going to hear that minor sound as we're playing this one. This one has a 1-beat pickup. It comes in on 4 and, so I'm going to give us 1, 2, 3, and we'll be in. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, 4. Okay, we'll go on to number 17, to the last one in this book, great old Scottish folk tune, Martyr. So, starts on the C. If you know the C chord, you're going to notice that all those first notes come right out of that C chord, so that's kind of cool. Now on this one, there's something called a fermata. We haven't seen that before, but on the third line, third measure, right sitting over beat 4, so the D note on beat 4, sits a fermata. It's kind of like half of a bullseye. And with that fermata, what that means is we're going to hold it extra long, and it's kind of just however long we feel like doing it. If we were in an ensemble where there was a conductor, they would indicate how long we were going to hold or pause on that note before we continue on. We'll just kind of sit on it a little bit longer and then we'll continue on. So that's what a fermata is. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And C, 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 E, C, E, G, C, E, D, C, G, F, A, F, E, G, E, D, C, D, E, D, C, 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 E, C, E, G, C, E, D, C, G, F, A, F, E, G, E, D, C, D, E, C, 4. C, 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 B, A, G, G, C, 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 B, A, G, F, C, 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 B, G, D, C, B, G, C, A, G, F, E, D, C, 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 E, C, E, G, C, E, D, C, G, A, F, E, G, E, D, C, D, E, C. Off. Alrighty, and that wraps us up for this lesson. I hope you're having fun learning these. You can just practice them as much as you need to. In the next lesson, we're going to start learning about dotted quarter notes. And we're going to see eighth rests as well. So, dotted quarter notes are kind of like dotted half notes. With dotted half notes, we take and add that dot to it. We take half the value and we add it to the length. Same thing happens with a quarter note that has a dot next to it. We take half the length, which is an eighth note, and add it to the overall length. So 1.5 beats. So we'll see that. We'll also see those eighth notes. It's going to be great. Hope you're having fun. We'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For help with other guitar playing skills, check out more of my method books and the numerous lessons available as part of my online academy here on YouTube. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.